Hi guys, this is your year of choice weekly challenge. It's Sunday night, but I'm already exhausted, so I'm gonna post this up for Monday. Yay! I had so many fantastic ideas for this week, and when I say fantastic, I mean kind of slightly evil ideas for this week. But I decided to tone it down because I myself am being extra hard on myself about all the things that I wanted to accomplish in January that I have not. So I want to focus on the little basic skills. So this week, your challenge is to speak your truth openly, wholly, and completely. Given still totally a little bit evil if you think about it. How so? Well, all of us kind of fall into three different categories. Brutally honest truth, which Sagittarians are known for. Diplomacy, where we kind of mediate discussion and guide it in a way that we would like it to go. I'm awesome at that. I like that. And then silence. So I find that people kind of fall into these three categories, and you can tell who you are by answering the question, how do I look in this? If somebody asks you that, how do you answer that? Do you say, that red dress is terrible with your complexion? And what you mean is pick a different color. That red is just doesn't look good on you. Do you say, that is not the dress I would have picked for you? I totally admire your bold style choice. I really, really want to see you try this one on though. Diplomacy. Silence. Ooh. Silence. So you don't give a concise, direct answer. I want you to figure out which one you fall into, or if you tend to share different categories depending on where you are, because obviously with friends and family we'll probably be a little more bold and outspoken. With friends and coworkers we'll probably be a little more diplomatic. And with people that we want their money, bosses, clients, we may be a little more silent. It's good to have a balance of all of these things in our life. So I want you to pick the one that is most opposite your normally. So I have been very, very, very diplomatic lately. So for me, I am going to be bold or silent. Not both, bold or silent, depending on the situation. I expect that I'll be a lot more quiet this week than I typically would, because I definitely fall into the diplomatic category, very much so, especially considering my job. So I want you to figure out, if you are very, very bold and outspoken, I want you to be more silent. If you are silent, I want you to be completely bold and outspoken. I want you to say exactly what is on it. Remove the filters between your brain and your mouth. Just take them all out. And I want you to say exactly what is on your mind, because I want you to see the reactions from people. If you're very bold and outspoken, I want you to zip it. Practice this. Practice that. Because silence is so powerful, and I really, really want you to appreciate that. For people that are typically bold and outspoken, to be quiet, it's a little bit shocking and jarring to people that are used to you being so, and just saying everything that you're thinking. So I want you to be a little silent and see how people react to that. If you're diplomatic like me, I want you to balance both of these, okay? You're not allowed to be diplomatic this week at all. Nope. You have to be either very brash and bold or silent. I'll let you choose. But balance. This is a fantastic exercise for your throat chakra. When I was at the end, well, not even the end, I would say when I was at the middle of my very bad relationship, I was silent on everything up until that point. Whenever he would demean me, whenever he would say mean things about other people, I was quiet. And I shouldn't have been, but I wasn't brave enough to speak my truth at that point. Well, after so long of being silent, something inside me snapped, and I started spitting out the truth at every turn. And people started noticing. But it was interesting that even though everything I said was honest and true, not necessarily kind, mind you, the people started telling me their feedback on my reaction to what had happened instead of actually confronting what had happened. So that's kind of a way for people to be silent about a situation, is to critique it from their point of view instead of actually getting involved. So, for instance, if a gentleman were to say to me now, that dress doesn't look very flattering on you, I would certainly look at them and say, I didn't buy this dress for you. You can keep your opinion to yourself. Whereas previously, I would have shut down, been upset, felt bad about my appearance, and certainly taken that little comment extremely personally. Whereas now I just use my magic fingers. I don't care what you think of my dress or anything about me, because I'm happy with me. And I find that I wish women would do this more. I truly do, especially when it comes to anyone critiquing our appearances or how we feel about ourselves, because people close to us that are supposed to love us shouldn't do that anyway. Obviously, if it's a health issue or a violation of some sort of code, you know, your skirt can't be above 6 inches over the knee, it says some dress work code or something like that, then maybe someone's saying, hey, the dress is a little too short for work. That might be an appropriate conversation. But again, you know, tuck it down. You'll be all right. Be all right. Get some duct tape. You know, I certainly would be open and brash about that, or perhaps diplomatic if it is at work. But I want you to speak your truth more, because that entire time of me not being open and honest about how I felt about myself and how that person was basically tearing me down constantly and consistently, my throat chakra completely got messed up, just completely. And I still find that sometimes I struggle with that when it comes into personal relationships, when someone is talking about something that really is none of their business. And so I find that I immediately go to brash and bold as a reaction to that. Not only to kind of put people in their place and remind them that it's absolutely none of their business what I do with my hair or my body or whatever, because it's mine. But also because I want them to understand that I control my body and myself, as we all should. And I think that people really, really need to be reminded of that lately, especially because just because we put pictures up on social media doesn't mean that we put them up there to be critiqued or even praised. Sometimes we just want to, we're specifically sharing it to somebody, or we like how we look in a picture, and we don't need people to comment on that. Some people appreciate that. Some people appreciate the positive comments. Some people take the negative comments way too personally. And I don't like that. I want to empower you. So this whole weekly challenge is meant to empower you to take on a different viewpoint. If you are quiet, I want you to be bold. If you're bold, I want you to be quiet. And I want you to realize how magical it is to have the choice to be either. Because in America, we are allowed to speak our mind. There is no religious dictate or social dictate that we need to behave and say certain things in a particular manner. Obviously, within certain interpersonal groups, that may be different. But, you know, being able to just be who we are, honestly, openly, quietly, diplomatically, is a freedom that I think we don't treasure enough. So I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing week. Please try. Borrow my courage, borrow my bravery, borrow my silence, borrow my diplomacy if you need to. Message me. My coworker just said this and I don't know how to react, because I really want to say one thing, or I really don't want to say anything at all. I'll be happy to help you. Yay! It should be fun. I like this. Not quite evil, not nearly as evil as some of the other weeks I had plans. I'm saving those for summer. You're welcome. But it should be a really fun week. Enjoy the moon. Do something special. Do some sort of ceremony, whether it's just a really wonderful shower. Go outside under the full moon if it's a beautiful night. Take some pictures. Enjoy it. This is like one of those things that only happens once in a lifetime. So appreciate it. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.